Hello and welcome to June's Mixed Media Menagerie. This month we are joined by our guest artist, Hope, and all of her information, including the link to her video, will be in the description. The theme for this month is to pick 2 colors plus black and white, use a gel plate, and a stencil or a mask. So I'm going to start off using the gel plate. I'm using my newest favorite color, Mint by Lukas, and I'm also just using some white, and I am going to do something that I actually don't think that I've ever done, and that is gel print directly onto my journal page. I am almost certain that I have never done that before. And I really like how it looked and how the background looked. I was really happy with it, and then I went and continued, which is what usually happens, but you'll see what I mean. So I'm taking black now, and this is an Impressables plate from Gel Press. So they have different types of impressables that are designs that are part of the gel plate, and it's really cool. I wanted to kind of experiment with it. So what happened on this right side is essentially what I wanted, and the left side was a little too dark for me. I had wanted something that was a little more faded rather than something that was just so bold. So I am going to try to fix that, and unfortunately I still have some black on my brayer, so instead of fixing it, it kind of made it worse. So I'm taking this piece of an old gel plate that I had cut up and just stuck in my desk, and I am adding some more of that mint and white to it to try to cover up all of that darkness on the top of the left side, because I had wanted like a more subtle impression of the florals, the botanical print, which is really cool. I really like the Impressables plate. I've only played with it this one time so far, because it just came in the mail. I got it through Gel Press through StencilGirl, so it was really nice that they surprised us with a bunch of goodies. So I'm just trying it out, and I do really like it. I just don't usually, use black, at least not directly onto my pages. So I went over it. I printed with a little bit of the white on the Impressables, and then I am going to add some of the paper. This was the paper I used to blot off some of the paint from the gel plate. So I'm just going to collage it in random areas. So now I'm just taking the brayer and spreading some paint over those collage papers just to kind of push them back into the background a little bit, and to make them, feel a little more cohesive. So I was debating on what color I wanted to use. My original thought was to go with this. It's a Titan Mars Pale by Golden, so it's a really light pink. That was my original thought, and then I was like, well, do I want something that's a darker pink, so when you mix it with white it lightens up? But then I couldn't find a color that really I wanted, so I ended up just going back with this pink, and I'm kind of mixing it with white a little bit, making it lighter, adding some variation to the color. I had mixed it with black a little bit, and it kind of turned into this like mauve-y kind of gray, and I actually wish I would have used that. At the time when I was looking at it, I was like, oh, it's not, you know, the best color in the world, but I do wish I had used it. I wish I had mixed the colors a little bit more. So like I did pick up the mint and the black when I was using this stencil, but I had also mixed the mint and the black to see what would happen, and again I didn't use it because I was like, oh, it's just like a weird kind of gray, but then after I was done with the project I looked at it and I was like, huh, that might have actually been kind of nice. So here I'm taking a black chipboard, or a chipboard piece, and I'm painting it in black. I used some black gesso for that, and then I'm going to make like a little collage-y focal point using the botanical chipboard. That is a Dina Wakley botanical chipboard. And oh, but first I realized we were using black, and I have black spray paint, and I thought that the spray paint would add like a cool kind of look to everything. So I decided to bust that out with the stencil. And I do think it looks kind of cool and adds a little bit more pop. The whole spread ends up looking, it's very like pastel-y, which is a little different. For me, I normally kind of balance everything with some brighter pops of color, but because we were limited and these were the two colors that I chose, I kind of didn't get to do that. So it's definitely a little different for me. So I decided to use this tag as like the basis for the focal point, and then I have this washi tape from Wow Studio, and I am using that a little bit because it's white and black and it goes with, you know, the theme, and it's got those botanicals and stuff like that. And so I'm gonna kind of layer things around and look at things, and then I was like, well, maybe I don't like that tag, maybe I want this tag, and you know, just kind of going back and forth and seeing, finding what feels good, kind of. So I decided that this green tag was relatively close to the mint that I had already used. There wasn't a whole difference. And then I decided that I really liked the transparent stamp image on the green tag. So I took that. The transparent paper is a Duralar from Graphics Studio, or Graphics Arts. Their products, and they have a lot of different substrates to use for different things. So I decided to staple that to the tag, which I liked the tag flipped over. It still has like a little bit of stamping on the back, but it's a little better than like the giant numbers and everything. Then I decided to find a different focal point phrase that would be smaller so you could see the little botanical stamp and not cover too much of it up. So this might be cheating, but I decided that I didn't like the kind of flatness. I felt like there was some kind of, I needed some more something. So I decided to use coffee grounds and try to add a little bit more texture, some more like aging. We'll go with aging. Technically coffee is a color, I guess, but it's not paint, right? And it's like it's just a neutral, you know? So we're gonna say that it's not cheating and that it's totally following all of the rules. So I like what the coffee added to the page, probably, or the spread. It probably wasn't the most necessary thing, but it made me feel better about a spread that I was already feeling a little self-conscious about, I guess. Just all of the pastels and stuff like that. And then of course you add the splatters. So that is my take for this month mixed media menagerie. I hope that you've enjoyed the spread and feel inspired to create something and to play along with us. We love to see what you do and how you're inspired and your take on the prompts for the months. So please play along with us. Use the tag Mixed Media Menagerie and MMMJune22 in your videos and your Instagram posts. If you'd like to be a guest artist, a link for the kind of application or info form is going to be in the description below. And don't forget that our mini kits are still available through Peace Craft Love. They come with some tags and some glue sticks and a bunch of different goodies, so check that out. And make sure you check out everyone's videos, Nicole, Aaron, and our guest artist Hope for this month. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope you, like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video and everyone else's videos and that you feel inspired to play along.